understand that anti-racism is not a hotel you can check in and check out of. This is a drive, a movement, a cause that is 24/7, 365 days a year. I think it is crucial for businesses to first of all understand that the very foundation of their business is rooted in the humanity that represents their business, the humanity that makes the business possible. So, issues around social and racial justice, issues around diversity and leadership directly impact the lives of the very people that make the business run. And that to me is why every business that holds humanity at the center of any product, of any service it provides, that they place, priority on making these issues paramount. Because people have to remember, I want businesses to remember, people don't leave themselves outside the door once they walk through the front door of the office building. I don't stop being Shola the mom, Shola the wife, Shola the student, or Shola the activist because I'm a lawyer, or whatever role that I play. I don't stop being that. And you have to remember that people bring not just their skill set and talent to work, but they also bring their baggage. Okay, because whether we like it or not, the business workspace is home away from home for all of us, whether we like it or not. We end up spending more time with our colleagues and at the work, in the workplace, more than we do at home. I mean, by the time you get home, you have a few hours before you feed your face, you go to sleep, you get up and you go to work again. So any business that is serious about growth, serious about impact, serious about making a real difference in the lives of its clients and customers, it has to center the humanity of its workforce. That is why social justice, diversity, and leadership are crucial. Okay, I think that we are currently facing a very challenging environment when it comes to DEI. And we're seeing playing out live in front of us many corporations making a massive mistake on DEI. So I can now see that any company that is rolling back its DEI initiatives or has decided to whitewash it as something else or just justify eradicating it totally was a business that was never ever truly invested in its people. That is a massive mistake we can see happening right now, people. I do not need to go into any other example for you to understand that any business that all of a sudden says, actually, putting women forward as leaders, in our corporation is not as important. Any company that is saying to you, well, diversity it isn't based on meritocracy. They're lying. They're not investing in you. This is a big mistake. And what companies must be doing right now, if I'm perfectly honest, this is the time for companies to demonstrate lessons learned from decades of DEI initiatives and implementing the drive of diversity, inclusion, and equity. Because I cannot believe they didn't learn anything for decades of investing, presumably investing, for decades of presumably putting people forward, people from, whether it's ethnic minorities, people from marginalized communities, that they did not understand that their talent pool does not come from one source and that their talent pool is critical to their bank balance. Any company that is not demonstrating that is a company that can't be taken seriously. So I think it's important for businesses to truly understand what anti-racism is. And that anti-racism, as it applies to Black and brown people, because those are the people who are subject to racism, okay? They must understand that anti-racism is not a hotel you can check in and check out of. This is a drive, a movement, a cause that is 24/7, 365 days a year. And you're either with it or you are not with it. If you're not with it, we do not need performative allyship, because performative allyship is as equally dangerous as the very system, structural and systemic system of white supremacy or patriarchy that we are fighting against, that is holding people back. So any serious business must say to itself, there is so much that we are meant to have learned over decades now. First of all, are these businesses speaking to their own people, to their ethnic minorities within their corporation? What have they learned in the last decade or so? And if it's that they've not particularly driven change within their firm, then now is the time to do it. Secondly, what is the proportion of representation you have in your company? And please, I am not talking at those at the lower level of the lower level of the workforce. I'm talking about including that, but I'm talking about those at the middle level. I'm talking about those in the C-suite. I'm talking about those the managerial level. Where is it clear that there is a trajectory for growth, a clear, transparent trajectory for growth that brings everyone together? And if you're a company that truly takes meritocracy seriously, then you understand that diversity is about putting people in place of, in positions because one, they're talented, two, they've earned it, and that is meritocracy. And that is not what we've had for centuries, because for centuries, meritocracy has been white, male. It has been anybody other than. That's what I'm talking about. So it's so important for businesses to start to drive change with it and to start to listen, pay much more attention. And they should not silence those within their companies who are courageous enough to say, I'm sorry, I think you can do better. I think we can do better. And this is what we need to do.